I am guiding you through an outdoor practice, and if you can take the opportunity to be outdoors, let's tune in, just observing the surroundings around us, and noticing if today you'd like to be in your body, or perhaps noticing what's around you. Doing some nice deep breaths, and letting the right ear lower towards the right shoulder. If you'd like to place a hand on the head, you can gently weight the head down. Switching sides as you're ready, and if it's okay to do so on this side, then let your hand gently rest on your head. Breathing deep. Bringing the hands to a fist below the chin. Apply a little bit of gentle pressure at the base of the chin as you lift the gaze up towards the sky. And then guide the chin in towards the chest, like you're pressing the hands away with the chin. I'll just do this several more times. A really nice way to open the throat. Arms extend here, palms face up. Lower right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. Just reaching through the fingertips. Moving side to side, flipping the palms as you go. Like a wave. Bringing fingertips to rest lightly on the shoulders. Start drawing some nice big circles with the elbows. Opening in through the heart space. Feeling shoulder blades in the back of the body. Remembering to change the direction of the circles. Exploring both directions and the sensation you get in the body. And just noticing how that's different. What's different? Maybe a few shoulder shrugs here. Let's get the rest of those creaks and cracks out. And if you were sitting in a cross-legged seat, bring yourself to kneeling. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, bring palms together to touch. Then open the arms up to the side for a twist. We'll keep floating side to side. As you inhale, you rise up onto the knees, extend the arms, and exhale to lower. Thinking of that nice floating like movement. And I don't know what your scenery is like, but maybe it's nice just to linger. Bringing yourself here into a tabletop position. Toes tucked or untucked, your choice. As we begin to just explore some nice movement through the spine with cat-cow stretches. And let yourself exaggerate this movement. Feeling the connection between the mind, the body, the breath. We can also start to notice if the body prefers slower movement today. Maybe you'd like to be a little bit more rapid in your cat-cow. What serves you best? Bringing yourself to a neutral spine. Let's take the knees out as wide as they comfortably go. Sit bones to heels, wide-legged child's pose. Now it's nice to take variations here, so you might bring the thumbs to the back of the neck, maybe walking elbows wider. Or you may continue to leave arms extended with a soft bend in the elbow. But wherever you are, connect to ground, to earth. Bringing yourself back into a tabletop position, let the belly sag. And then take sit bones to heels. So flowing in and out, modified plank. downward dog. Walk the dog, lower left heel then right. Explore some free movement here. Bend knees nice and deep. Maybe send those sit bones up a little bit higher. Let the heels be heavy. Let the hips be high. And we're going to continue to explore a little bit more of that wave-like movement through breath. Downward dog, lifting the hips up nice and high. Deep bend to the knees. Shift weight forward, modified plank, child's pose. Tucking toes underneath, lift hips up nice and high. And you might decide here in this down dog to be still. Just breathing easy. One foot in front of the other. Bring yourself to your forward fold at the top of the mat. There's some choices here. Opposite elbows, swaying side to side. Some nice traction. You may choose to leave the arms dangling and sway side to side. And the horses are curious about what I'm doing now. Inhale halfway. Bring your hands to your hips and a nice strong core. Flat back will rise all the way up to standing. Oh, and now the horses know who I am. Palms face forward. Tadasana, mountain pose. Really feel the strength of the earth below you. Inside or outside. Take this as time to be connected. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Slide hands through the heart. Settle into the space, connection, creation. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale to hinge at the hips, fold over your legs, release fingertips to the ground. Inhale, lift you halfway. Exhale, release. Take a couple more half lifts here. It's encouraging the spine to be long and flat. Deep bend into the knees, reverse swan dive to stand. As we bring the palms together to touch, the left hand reaches for the right wrist. Now we find a nice side bend here. Feet stay even. Hips are square. Switching sides. One more time here, and maybe now you decide to take your gaze in a different direction. So looking up towards the sky and just taking in all the sights and sounds. Or maybe you choose to look towards the ground. Sometimes looking down helps us stay more balanced and centered. What serves you best in your body in this blissful practice today? Finding our forward fold. Bring it back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, knees can be lowered if you'd like. Exhale back, down dog. Rippling forward in that wave-like movement, strong core. Inhale forward to plank. Lower the knees down, and let's bring ourselves all the way onto our stomach. Make sure your hands are underneath shoulders, toes untucked here. Inhaling for cobra. Let's do this one more time. And you may choose here to just look over one shoulder or the other. If you do that way, just make sure to do both sides. And press back to child's pose. Connect back to the earth. If you're outside and the sun's shining, just feeling that warmth on your back. Keep knees nice and wide here. You're going to stack your right arm over your left. And slide the right arm underneath the left for a shoulder stretch. So you want to make sure the knees are still wide here. You'll start to feel this into the hips, as well as get this nice shoulder stretch. We'll switch sides. Shoulders stack on top of each other, and then threading the arm underneath, gently lower shoulder to ground. Breathing into where you're feeling this the most, and being curious about it. Walking hands towards knees, let's just take a moment here to breathe, rolling the shoulders, releasing them both. Maybe tucking your toes underneath if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch. Sit bones can rest on the heels. Long, deep breaths. Be in this moment. Be present. If toes are tucked underneath, give them a little bit of a tapping out. And we'll bring ourselves to seated. Extending the legs out in front of you. Staff pose. Feel your sit bones connected to the ground. Soles of the feet come in together to touch. Knees are out nice and wide. And as we're getting into butterfly pose, it could be nice just to bounce the knees here a couple times. Just opening up the hips, if it's okay for your knees, of course. And then allowing yourself to fold forward. Bringing the nose towards the feet. And now I have a curious helper. This is Sunny. Continue to invite gravity to soften you into the space. Your inhale guides you up. Planting the feet on the mat. Bring your hands out behind you. We'll just windshield wiper the knees here side to side. Floating back and forth, releasing the hips. You might even lean back, open the heart. Lift the hips up off the ground. Our hammock pose. Might feel nice to do this several times, so if you'd like to do it 1 or 2 more times, do so. So finishing off today's practice, I'm choosing to be seated with a mudra, which is Yan mudra. So this finger gesture, thumb and index finger touch. The backs of the hands rest at the tops of the knees. Just connecting to my inner wisdom. Another nice option here could be just to lay on your back. You're outside and it's sunny, just absorbing the heat. And here, I guess I have sun and the horse Sunny. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for sharing this practice and being part of this fundraiser. Namaste.